Let's call this meeting to order. We'd like to welcome everyone and a very, very good morning and welcome to our April 3rd, 2018 County Commissioners meeting. If you would rise at this time, I will do the invocation, and following the invocation, I will do the Pledge of Allegiance, okay? Heavenly Father, we thank you for everyone gathered here this morning. Thank you that you know each of our names and have blessed each of us and allowed us to walk with you. You have promised, Lord, that where two or three are gathered, you would be with them. Come fill our lives with your love. Fill our conversations with your grace and truth. Fill this meeting with your presence. Come bless this gathering with unity, hope, and vision. Grant each of us the humility to always seek your will in all that we say and all that we do. Come and lead us to a greater awareness of those around us. Open our eyes to see their gifts and their talents, their problems, and yes, Lord, their concerns. Encourage us to become a community built on compassion and respect, knowing, Lord, it takes each of us with you to make a difference for all of us. In all that we accomplish, we prayerfully ask to help us to make room for humility and shared credit. May we complement each other's strengths and cancel out our weaknesses. Help each of us to be caught doing what is right and favorable to you. And Lord, as we leave here today, instill in each of us the passion of a steward's heart, Lord, and some of those folks today will be recognized, so that we will always put others' needs ahead of our own. And Lord, finally, remind us to always be humble in spirit and help each other. Amen. Amen. Please join me in the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please be seated. And guys, I would say this with all due respect to my male counterparts. This is about the best looking group of folks we've ever had at a county commissioners meeting. So thanks for coming. Thanks. You're looking good this morning. Thank you. At this time we have some recognitions, and it's always great, as I just said in our prayer, to be caught doing something right. So at this time, Mr. Faircloth, he is ready.
What? It's turned on. Okay. Well, so use this, right? Okay. Can y'all hear me? I know you can hear me through this one. Yeah, I just found out we're not on TV. But we are being videotaped.
No, we are on TV.
Okay, I just got a call said we were not. So maybe I'm wrong. Somebody lied to me. She's gonna find out. Today, it gives us great pleasure when we have employees who excel, and we have a lot of them, and we do not hesitate to recognize and salute those people of Cumberland County who just absolutely go above and beyond and do the things that deserve recognition. And we as a board salute and recognize those people whenever we get wind of it. If they tell us, then we do it, don't we, Mrs. Cannon?
Yes, sir.
Today, we have a young lady by the name of Amanda Bullard, who is in the county's purchasing manager, and she received. I didn't even know about this award. I would have tried for this back when I was a young guy, but this is the Stephen C. Graham Achievement Award at the Carolinas Association of Governmental Purchasing Conference held in March. The Stephen C. Graham Achievement Award. Now, what this is for, Amanda won the award for earning the highest passing score on this year's Certified Local Government Purchasing Officer Certification Examination. Okay, so not only did she pass the examination, she achieved the highest award. And what I want to tell you is she earned a perfect score. So at this time, I'm going to ask Amanda to come up and stand beside me. There were 22 exam applicants, and she accomplished the rare feat of earning a perfect score. Chairman Lancaster asked me a while ago if I'd ever achieved a perfect score on anything. And I had to think back, and I remember back when Adolf Hitler was a corporal in the Austrian army. I think that I got a spelling test perfect or something like that. But passing that exam is a critical step on Amanda's path toward achieving her certified local government purchasing officer designation. And if you don't think purchasing is important in Cumberland County, it flows from the top down. We're always on the county about overspending. And we get on the managers, and the managers get on their managers. So it just flows from the top down how important this job is. So don't make a mistake of thinking that we don't take this totally to heart. But the steps to earn this professional designation include completing 4 core courses. Now listen to this. It's offered by the UNC School of Government, but she earned 154 hours of continuing education and passed a 3-part certification examination. That sounds like the CPA exam to me. I don't ever want to take that again. But we are so proud of Amanda's outstanding efforts working toward her professional certification. At this time, we salute you, Amanda, and we thank you. And what are we? Okay, that's different. Okay, she's already got her award, so we don't have another one. But at this time, though, I am going to let her speak a little bit. I just found out that I know her husband, and you know he was a little guy in the Cub Scouts coming along back when I was working with them, and now he's a grown man, and he had to go down to Robinson County to find a beautiful girl. But I'm glad he didn't have to look too far. But in any case, I'm going to let Amanda say a few things right now if she'd like to.
I just want to thank the county for sending me to all the training that I needed, and for my supervisors for being supportive, and thank God for showing me favor.
Hurry up, Marshall.
What's left of the board wants this picture with you.
Okay, 1, 2, 3.
Thank you, Amanda. You up, bud?
Let her come around and shake our hand.
I hate names missing like this, don't you?
If I get this picture taken.
Congratulations. Congratulations to you.
Thanks again. Congratulations.
Good morning. You know, I look around and all these beautiful people out here, and Cumberland County rocks when it comes to women leadership. And I am so honored to be a part of that. And I am so honored to ask Ms. D. Taylor if she would come and join me here at the podium. As she comes, Governor Roy Cooper has appointed Cumberland County Community Development Intern Director D. Taylor to the North Carolina Interagency Council for coordinating homeless programs. Taylor was sworn in on March 15th for a 3-year term. Governor Cooper established the North Carolina Interagency Council for coordinating homeless programs in May of 2017. Among its duties, the 26-member council will advise the governor, Secretary of the North Carolina Department of Health and Human Services, and other state agencies and partners on issues related to housing stabilization for persons that are homeless or at risk of homelessness. The council is comprised of people from various state agencies, public education system, faith-based community, and one member each from a county and city government. The council meets quarterly and will submit an annual report with policy and recommendations. We congratulate Dee Taylor and thank her for representing Cumberland County on the state level. Thank you for all that you did.
Well, it's certainly a pleasure to represent Cumberland County and to serve alongside with my peers among other parts of the states as we work through these issues and challenges in ending homelessness. So it's certainly with great honor to accept this recognition. Thank you very much.
And can we get one more picture without the glasses? Thank you.
Make us look good, Dee.
This is the best we're going to look all weekend.
Being an old history teacher, I'm reminded that Winston Churchill once said, "We make a living by what we get, but we make a life by what we give." Today, we're here to honor some folks through our United Way recognition that went beyond what we could say the call of duty, because I think we would all agree that for it is in giving that we receive. Cumberland County participated in the 2017 United Way campaign from October the 23rd through November the 17th. And during that time, our employees showed their generosity. Generosity, that's a pretty good word. And thank you for your generosity. And not only by what you give monetarily, but what you give to this county each and every day, and you're to be commended. As a matter of fact, why don't you just give yourselves an attaboy and an attagirl right now? How about that? Thank you. Now, that generosity equated to $29,790. Those funds, along with funds donated by other organizations, made it possible for United Way to fund 71 programs and services. And these programs and services serve more than 105,000 individuals and families in Cumberland County. So I want to thank everyone who contributed to the 2017 campaign. And once again, it's because of your generosity that the United Way can do great work in all that they do. So while we're here today, and the reason we're here today is we would like to recognize some of our county departments that went above and beyond the 2017 campaign and received some United Way awards. The first award is the Campaign Excellence Award. Two departments received the Campaign Excellence Award, which is presented to organizations with at least 85% participation and either a $10 per capita gift or a 20% increase in employees giving over the previous year. If we have anyone here from Central Maintenance, would you please come forward? And also any representatives from the Veterans Services Office, please come forward. Right here. Congratulations. Thank you. So look right there at John. Would you like to? We're going to get them all at one time. Okay. How about representatives here from the finance office? All right. Let me read you a little bit about finance office. Finance office earned the Campaign Leadership Award, which is presented to organizations with at least 75% employee participation and either a $78 gift or a 15% increase in employee giving over the previous year. So congratulations, right here. I'll slip right here between you two. Cheers. Thank you. All right, just wait your turn right there, and then we're going to get us all. And I hate Glenn Adams is not here today. Glenn would be having a big time with all these pictures today. Now, we have 5 departments that earned the Campaign Achievement Award, which is presented to organizations with at least 50% employee participation and either a $52 capital gift or a 10% increase in employee giving over the previous year. So, we need representatives from the administration, cooperative extension, mail, print, and design services, representatives from the Register of Deeds, and representatives from workforce development. Co-op. Okay. This administrative services. Print shop. Thank you, print shop. Register of Deeds. Thank you. And last but not least, workforce development. Let's see, would y'all like to come over here and just get anywhere where you can just be seen and get in this? Oh, you're leaving.
I know.
You're leaving. Come on, ladies. Yeah. Hold them up. You smiling?
Yes, I am.
Okay, you smiling? Yes. I got you. All right, now everybody's gonna come up.
Mr. Chairman, we also have a representative from United Way here, Ms. Lindsay Nunn. I'd like to ask her.
Oh,
if it's okay
yeah,
to come
please.
up for the picture as well.
And would you like to make a few comments?
Sure.
Okay, we'll come on around.
Every year we are so thankful for Cumberland County. They do a wonderful job. You mentioned generosity, and they are a very generous group. We're so thankful for all the companies and organizations in Cumberland County that help to give back to those in need, but especially to the county for all that they do for the family members that are in need here in Cumberland County. So we're so thankful, and congratulations on your recognition.
Okay. Back kind of look up. Stacy, can you move over some? 2, 3. Stand by. I think that'll do it. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank y'all again.
Picture of the toes.
Mrs. Cannon, do we have any any changes to the agenda?
Yes, sir. Good morning, Mr. Chairman and Commissioners. This morning I do have one change. We would like to ask that the closed session be changed from an attorney-client to one for economic development, and that statutory reference is North Carolina General Statute 143, 318, 11A4.
Okay.
I move,
Okay, we have a motion.
I move that we approve the agenda
Second.
with the correction.
I'll second that motion. All those in favor?
Unanimous.
Agenda is approved. We move on to consent agenda.
Move for approval.
Okay, we have
Second.
a motion by Mr. Fairclough, second by Commissioner Council. Any other discussion? All those in favor?
Unanimous.
That's unanimous. And while we did that, I'd also like, there were some other proclamations this morning. We had one for Kiwanis Club Day. We had a proclamation for the National Library Week. And I know that I think we had some folks here from the library. Thank you for always coming. Also, there was a proclamation for County Government Month. We had a proclamation for National Public Safety Telecommunications Week, and there was a proclamation for Cumberland County Law Enforcement Officers Week. So once again, thanks for everyone's service and all that you do for our county. Under items of business.
Yes, sir. Mr. Chairman, item 3A is consideration of a contract for HVAC improvements at our animal control facility. And I'd like to ask Mr. Brown to come forward and present this item.
Okay.
Good morning, Chairman, Commissioners. Hope everybody had a wonderful Easter holiday. What we have before you this morning, as you remember from our last Facilities Committee, we brought the issue up about the HVAC improvements at Animal Control as far as the repairs that we were having issues with and getting parts. The system had reached the end of its useful life. So we bid the contract out, or the project out. We got more than three bidders, but the lowest bidder, responsible bidder, was Smith Refrigeration. My computer, when it comes up here, I can tell you all about that. The lowest responsive bid was in the amount of $367,633. So this morning, what we'd ask the board to do is approve the HVAC improvements to Smith's Refrigeration in that amount. Also establish a contingency in the amount of $15,000 to be used for any additional work that's recommended by the E&I director and approved by the county manager, and also approved budget ordinance amendment B181245 in the amount of $382,633 for the improvements.
Okay. Any questions? No. Discussion? Call for a motion.
I move that we approve the 3 recommendations as stated.
Okay.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? All those in favor?
Unanimous.
Thank you.
Item 3B, Mr. Chairman, is consideration of bid award for stream debris removal for Rockfish Creek. Mr. Brown.
Thank you, Ms. Cannon. Back in August of 2017, the county received the grant from the Golden Leaf Foundation in the amount of $500,000 for storm debris removal from Little Rockfish Creek and Rockfish Creek. The county had requested over $2.4 million for various stream debris removal. So the county was awarded an additional $200,000 in December of last year, because we awarded the $500,000 that we had. We awarded a contract for $495,000 to ES&J, and that only removed a portion of the, we only able to do a portion of the creek. So we asked for additional money. We got an additional $200,000. We bid that project out, and we received the lowest responsible bid was from Hall's Tree Service in the amount of $198,000. So what we have before you this morning is to approve the award of a contract to Hall's Tree Service in the amount of $198,000, and that'll finish the completion of Rockfish Creek from the point where we had to stop to the Cape Fear River.
Okay.
I move that we accept the bid for stream debris removal, the remaining portion of Rockfish Creek, and it goes all the way to the river now.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. That's my motion.
Have a second? I'll second that. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Unanimous.
Thank you very much.
Item 3C, Mr. Chairman, is consideration of incorporating Community Development Block Grant Disaster Recovery Program into the county's Community Development Plan. Mr. Jackson.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman and Commissioners. We bring before you a plan that contains changes that are required by HUD and our state Department of Public Safety, and also our Department of Commerce here in North Carolina. As part of the CDBG-DR, the Hurricane Matthew recovery process, there are a lot of processes and procedures that have to be followed. We have to incorporate not only federal guidelines but state guidelines into our plans and documents. So what our community development staff has done is taking the existing compliance plans for HUD-related community development block grant and incorporated our disaster recovery portion as required by federal and state guidelines. So we have that for you that we presented. It was pointed out to me this morning that under the procurement guidelines, there has been a revision, a change. Actually, what happened in the process, and I'll hand that out, of putting this packet together, I accidentally included the wrong version of the procurement plan, and Sylvia McLean has pointed this out to me, and I apologize for that. So what is going around right now is the corrected version of the procurement plan that goes with the HUD program manual, federal required compliance plan for our disaster recovery process for this particular grant. So Sylvia is here with us this morning. We'll try to answer any questions that you may have related to this particular item.
Quick question, Mr. Chairman. So we substitute these pages for the last 10 pages of the other one? I mean, this is page 51 through
56.
56, and we
Right.
had 1 through 60 before, so we got
Correct.
substitute. Okay.
Yes, sir.
I was hoping we didn't read the whole thing for nothing.
Right. Just for clarification, I'm going to ask Sylvia to speak on that particular guideline that was presented to you this morning, so you'll have some.
Okay. Good morning. Always good to see you, my friend.
Good morning. It's good to see you all, too. Just for clarification purposes, the procurement policy that you're looking at the adjustment was made. We realized that whenever we were going through the information last night, the first version actually was the old county procurement policy that had previously been incorporated as a part of the community development's procurement, in addition to the federal procurement policy. And I realized that the county had revised and had approved the procurement policy for the board had approved the procurement policy, I think that was adopted in January of 2018. So as following the county's procurement policy that had been adopted in January of 2018, that we always include that as a part of the county policy with our procurement policy in addition to the federal policy. So that was included in community development's compliance plan. And the version that was previously provided was a part of the compliance plan, and what Mr. Jackson had was that, but he, of course, inadvertently, as uploading the documents, provided the first version. So what we wanted to make sure that what you had on file was the corrected version, which does include what the Board of Commissioners had previously adopted for the county procurement policy, which is what you have before you now. And we do follow the county's procurement policy that you had previously adopted, in addition to the federal policy.
Mr. Chairman, if you don't mind, could you briefly tell us what the differences are? I'm scanning it and I can't find any. I know there's some differences.
I think basically the differences are, I think what the county had previously adopted were some, and I think Vicki probably can give more of an explanation of what they had adopted in January, because I wasn't here during the time whenever they revised the policy.
So what y'all adopted in the revised purchasing policy, there were some stricter requirements related to bid threshold amounts and signatures related to contracts. We put in thresholds. Those are the main revisions to the policy.
Okay. Take your word for it. I'm scanning very quickly and I don't see it, but okay.
Is this, Mr. Chairman?
Yes.
Is this a time-sensitive item?
Yes, it is. When we had the meeting with the state for compliance purposes, we requested a 45-day extension. We had our meeting, I think it was February 28, and we needed to be in compliance. So yes, it is time sensitive and our extension was given until April 16th, that we were given the extension to have everything in place, which included our compliance plans.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a recommendation, if the board so chooses, that we bring it back to our April 16th meeting with the revised purchasing policy, so that you'll have time to review it thoroughly before, in advance of that meeting.
If I can, what you have in front of you is a piece. Obviously, you have the whole document. The procurement policy for the county is part of the big package. So the small piece that was handed out to you is just basically referring to the county's procurement policy, but we didn't have time to make a copy of this to include with that. So at the manager's recommendation, if we can, we definitely would like to bring this back to you on the 16th.
And that will not cause any delay? You're going to, I want the money.
Well, the money's already been allocated.
But-
It's all process in terms of being able to complete the application review process for the people that have disaster claims under this particular grant. So before we can push the button and start processing those claims, once they're completed, we have to have all these compliance plans in place. So to answer your question, it should not. If we hit the 16th, then we'll go ahead and notify the state that we have to go to a commissioners meeting on the 16th.
All right.
They've been very good to work with us.
Because I know the funds are needed.
Yes, ma'am.
By citizens.
I'm okay with it.
We can go ahead.
I'm okay.
I'm okay.
I'm okay with going ahead.
Yes. Yes, sir.
Okay. Do we have Marshall, you want to make that?
Yeah, I would move that we approve the guidelines and policies as changed, as revised this morning.
Second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Unanimous.
Okay. Thank you.
Item 3D is consideration of the retroactive waiver of the flu shot administration fee back to March 1st, 2018 through March 31st, 2018. Mr. Holder.
Morning.
Good morning. How are you, Mr. Chairman, fellow commissioners? Back at your February 5th meeting, this board, upon the recommendation of the Board of Health, did approve the waiver of the administrative fee portion of our flu shots. That portion, that administrative fee portion, is $32. The shot itself is actually $15. At the time that the Board of Health made the recommendation, it did not include a time period. This board, upon consideration, did set a February 28th end date for the waiver of those fees. At the last Board of Health meeting on March the 20th, the board did recommend and request for us to bring forward to this board an extension of that waiver through the end of March. It is important to note that there is no hard date for what we call flu season. Flu season is calculated really state by state, and it's based on the prevalence or the outbreak of the flu, the peak, when the peak numbers are seen and when they start to decline. I would say that given our current flu season, we are probably looking at another couple weeks realistically for that, but the Board of Health is requesting the extension of that waiver through the end of March, and we would then go back, and anyone who was administered that shot during that period, we would retroactively go back and waive that administrative fee. I did report to the Board of Health, and I did want to give you an idea of some of the impact that we think the reduction in the waiver made, the reduction in the administrative fee. And it's probably not just because of the waiver, but also because of the heightened awareness of flu season this year. We looked at the period of January 17th, 2017 through February 28th, 2017, and during that period we administered 299 flu shots. During that same time period this year, we administered 514 flu shots. We saw an increase of almost 72%. Again, I don't know if that's all attributable to the reduction in the administrative fee, probably, again, some of the heightened awareness, media attention, what have you, around flu shots, but it definitely made an impact for our community. I'm also pleased to report that we have not seen any flu deaths in Cumberland County. Unfortunately, we did see one flu-related death. Again, not totally attributable to flu, but because of some other issues that were going on physically with the individual, but no flu-related deaths in Cumberland County. Okay. No flu deaths, excuse me, one flu-related.
Go ahead.
Any discussion?
Mr. Chairman, I would move at this time that we approve the retroactive waiver of the $32 administrative fee to March 1, 2018 through March 31, 2018, and refund of the fee during this period.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. And by the way, thank you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And the staff for what they've done during this period of time related to this, and that's 514 people that we were able to serve. And,
Yes,
and as
sir.
we move forward to next year, I guess this is one of these things that may not get any better. It's just going to get worse. And as we plan for next year, let's be on top of this again,
Yes,
so
sir.
we can make this affordable for everybody in this county.
And we're currently doing a comprehensive look at all of the fees at the health department, and we'll bring those forth for your recommendations at spring when we consider the budget.
Thank you. So we have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Unanimous.
It's unanimous.
Thank you.
Thank you again. We're at nominations.
There are no nominations at this meeting, so we'll move into item 5, the appointments.
All right, Dr. Council.
We have 4 categories of appointments. I move that we reappoint County Manager Amy Cannon to the Southeastern Economic Development Commission. Second.
Second.
Oh, you want me to make them all?
May as well.
Okay. And I move that we move to appoint Nicole Hawkins and Dr. Mark Kendrick to the Cumberland County Juvenile Crime Prevention Council as at-large representatives. And you gonna second them all?
Second each one of them?
I don't know.
I'll wait till you finish.
Okay.
I move to reappoint to the Cape Fear Valley Health System Board of Trustees Dr. Sandra Carr Johnson and Dr. Sanjay Shah to the medical doctor positions, and Sandy Ammons to the general public position, and that we appoint Meredith Egan to the Cumberland County Home and Community Care Block Grant Committee in the Aging Service Provider position.
All right, you've heard the appointments. Do we have a second?
Second the motion.
Have a second. Have any further? All those in favor?
Unanimous.
That's unanimous.
Item number 6, Mr. Chairman, is our closed session.
I'll make the motion that pursuant to NCGS 143-31811A4, that we go into closed session for an economic development matter. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second.
All those in favor?
Unanimous.
Unanimous. We are now moving into closed session. Thank you, everyone, for coming.
I know.
Marcia had a good take on it.
Yeah.
I wonder why we didn't grow.
We have another meeting, Marcia, please,
Motion to come out of closed session.
So moved.
All right, all those in
Second.
favor? Second, that's unanimous.
Unanimous.
Do we have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor? We're now adjourned.
Unanimous.
Thank you.
Mayor.
The mayor.